So, Mikey Railz and I just watched. What did we watch, Mike?
We watched DC's The Joker.
DC's The Joker.
DC's The Joker. When I went into we just finished watching it a little while ago, and when I went into this movie, I pretty much watched it late, but I went into it thinking.
I did too.
I went into it thinking that okay, everybody loved it. It's a great movie. Made $1 billion domestic and international, whatever. So you kind of already go into the movie thinking it's going to be a good movie. But even though some people thought it was a bad movie, though, there were some people that didn't like it because it wasn't really associated with many other characters involved with the Joker. But overall, before I even give my perception of it, what did you like about it?
The story was good.
And the acting was great. I mean, he really did a good job on that.
Yeah, he was good.
Could you imagine?
Joaquin Phoenix. Phoenix was good.
Could you imagine the only two superhero villains, or superheroes in general, to win an Academy Award would be the two Jokers? Supervillains. It would be Heath Ledger as the Joker, originally, and it would also be now, if they give it to Joaquin Phoenix, also the Joker, no?
Well, is he nominated?
Well, not yet, but they're saying he's going to be nominated. He's probably going to be nominated. You watch the performance, he has to be nominated, no?
I thought he was good.
He pretty much made the movie, I think.
Well, how could you not do a movie like this where the Joker is not supposed to make the movie? Of course he's supposed to make the movie because it's all about the Joker.
I guess you're right. But they could have put someone else in there that would have done a terrible job. I actually liked it.
Okay, so you're talking Jared Leto's Suicide Squad. But Jared Leto's Suicide Squad was not supposed to make the Suicide Squad movie. It's not like he was there he was not supposed to be a main character.
And wasn't he supposed to have his own Joker spin-off movie, which they canceled, right?
I think they were.
I think they canceled that.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't that great in it.
Nah, but Joaquin Phoenix, yeah.
Oh no, it was a great job.
Wow. Yeah.
I like the job that he did. It had you. The way I would describe the movie would be, if you're looking for an action-packed movie.
Oh, it's not action-packed.
This is not the action-packed one. But it's the acting and the suspense and the drama that made it a good movie, I think. And the acting pretty much of Joaquin Phoenix. He did a great job. He was all skin and bones.
Oh, he looked like a lizard. He was all bony and
100 pounds soaking wet. And he did a great job in it.
He made me look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Exactly. That's a good way to look at it. He made you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Jesus Christ.
Or maybe somebody who's even less diesel than
It's like the way it looked like Christian Bale smoked 100 pounds of crack to be in the fighter.
Exactly. I wonder who lost more. Actually, a lot of superheroes are like Christian Bale was Batman. He lost weight, and so did
No. He had to. I'm pretty sure he had to put on weight to play Batman, but. The fighter, Christian Bale looked like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's two people that played
crack.
Two people that played in comic book movies that actually had to smoke crack to or whatever. But do you think that they will use the Joker? And before we get into the movie, do you think that they will use Joker in future the same Joaquin Phoenix in future Joker movies? You have to use him, right?
After seeing this, it's.
You have to use him. Who are you gonna use?
You don't know because DC didn't put out any plans.
No, they haven't. But $1 billion R-rated movie, they're gonna use him.
Make you use some.
If you use, let me tell you, if the
$1 billion,
if the CEO of DC uses a different Joker in any other movie,
but
they
you also think $1 billion is something that you're gonna be like, yeah, let's make something else related to this, right?
Well, another Joker movie, and you know they're gonna have another Joker movie.
Just the Joker, though.
Yeah, with Joaquin. With first,
just the Joker.
Well, he may be in that Robert Pattinson Batman. Maybe in some content. Maybe he'll put him in there, and then another Joker movie.
I don't know about just the Joker because
Don't make another Joker.
You're saying they're gonna constantly rely on doing nothing but movies about the Joker?
Are you saying because this was filmed when Bruce Wayne was a little kid that he can't play the Joker when Bruce Wayne is?
Well, yeah. Let's see how they do that. If that's the case. Sorry, we might go into some spoilers here. Not too much. Not too much.
We should hope with $1 billion revenue, everybody saw it.
I don't want to go into too much spoilers. Not too much spoilers.
You want to go into the Shyamalans? How they Shyamalaned us a lot of times?
Alright, maybe we'll go into that. Maybe we'll go into that. But, okay, so how it starts off. Do you remember how it started off?
Oh, with him at that psychiatrist's office?
No.
Oh, right, he was putting the makeup
spinning
on.
the sign.
Right.
He's spinning the sign.
Yeah, that was the first psychosis moment. When he's spinning the sign and the teenage thugs just stole it from him, and then he chased them to grab his sign back. And then they roughed him up in the alley. And then he lost his job because he lost the sign. No, he did lose his job.
No, he didn't lose his job till after that. No, he just got yelled at.
Oh, yeah, they said he had to pay for the sign. Right, it has to come out of his pocket.
So, anyway, he's... Alright. A crazy... Well, why would the Joker be crazy? Whoa. But...
A little off kilter. Yes.
He's a clown.
He had a condition where he had abnormal laughter.
Yeah.
When it was
when he's laughing.
He had crazy times. Like if something happened to somebody that was bad, he would just start laughing.
Oh, and he
had a card that
he's making faces at the kid on the bus in the beginning.
And then when the woman laughed at him, yelled at him, remember she said, "Don't look at my kid," or whatever.
Yeah, and then he hands her the card.
He hands her the card saying, almost like the Dalai Lama guy would do.
Or like the deaf people would do.
Yeah, exactly, the deaf people.
On trains.
If you want to give a donation, please give the card back. This is my condition. I laugh abnormally. But it's good that he had that card though. Not that it would help the thing, because if I'm on a random bus and I see a guy laughing his ass off like Robert De Niro in Cape Fear, which Robert De Niro was also in this movie.
Robert De Niro is in this movie.
Yeah, Murray, the talk show host. But if you see a guy laughing his ass off, a card is not going to help the situation. But it was pretty cool though, just to see how like crazy he was in the beginning. And his mother, who we got to see his mother, who was another spooky woman, who plays like...
I can't remember what else that I've seen that woman in.
Well, she was in a bunch of things.
She has been in a bunch of stuff, yes.
But, like one thing I do have to say about this though, before we get into the Shyamalan parts, and then when we say Shyamalan, we're talking about twists. Like during the movie, there's a bunch of different twists that go on. Things that you think are happening that are not really happening. And then when you find out, it's pretty cool though. But
it kind of makes you think they should do a part 2 lead up to the part 2 follow up after this.
Oh well, they have to. They have to.
It was good. I like this movie.
Which means that he better not be eating McDonald's burgers. He don't put on any weight. Unless this would be a Joker that's not as skinny anymore. And why did they make the Joker that skinny in the first place? Just to look like he's like a sicko? I mean, it looks like an anorexic Joker.
Yeah, he had like...
Why did he have to lose all that weight?
They showed the part where he's like leaning over in the locker room of the clown factory.
Oh right, like a spider.
Whatever clown factory. For some reason he's like working in some clown agency. Was it a clown agency?
Yeah, a demented guy who wanted to spread joy to kids. He was really demented.
And they show him sitting there, and he's got his back to the screen, and it looked like a lizard.
It was all bones, and then like his arms weren't even by his shoulders. It was weird the way they did it.
And then there's other times they show him where he's just straight up ribs.
Right, all ribs, like no stomach, like he looks like he hasn't eaten in months. I mean, it was just insane, and that goes to his role. Like he played a really good demented guy. He really took me. I really felt
he did it. Yo, he did a great job.
Yeah, he did a great job. And usually when I go into movies already expecting high expectations, I always go a little lower. Now I think that you did like the movie more than I did.
Well, I was thinking this movie is gonna be all hype.
Well, I call this the most non-action movie that was so interesting because there was its moments. But for the most part, it was all dialogue. The movie was all dialogue.
You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do your movie where it's all dialogue, at least make
it better be compelling.
At least make it interesting.
Right, like Castaway. Like he was able to do a whole thing by himself. But I thought he did a great job in this movie. And I don't know what all the hubbub was about in the theaters about people gonna go crazy.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, and I wonder if that has anything to do with the
In fact, let's not get into that because
No, I mean, we're not going to get into it, but...
that could be a political discussion if you want to make it that way.
Well, I don't look at it as political. I just look at it as...
Yeah, it kind of was.
I mean...
It kind of was. It was.
Well, look, there was always movies like that. That they felt that people would start shootouts in theaters, gangs in New York, or any kind of gang movie.
But then why release these movies in theater if you're going to think that's going to happen?
Well...
Boys in the Hood and stuff like that.
Even Hard to Kill, because it had Jamaican posses in it, they thought that, oh, it was going to bring on gang warfare. But people have to understand, it's just a movie. It's just a movie.
But
let's not take it too seriously.
But then the movie also did go into certain turns. They turned... Alright, we're going to go into some spoilers. There was a turn all of a sudden where they made it from... They made this point in the movie where they turned it into rich versus poor. Remember that?
Yes, the 1%ers on the train scene.
With good old Thomas Wayne running for mayor or governor or whatever the hell he was running for.
Yes. But one thing about this movie, they didn't really bring any really social issues into this movie, which we're facing today. They really didn't.
They did because they kind of did.
What, just because somebody who was awkward gets...
The mental health thing.
Yeah, but that's just regular stuff, though. I mean, that could happen in any era.
No, but it is a current issue. Mental health is a current issue.
I guess so. If you want to compare it to like school shootings, where even the one that just happened recently in California, the student who shot up the school.
Just keep going on that.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, though. You know, if they want to compare it to that, but you can't really compare it to that. It's only a movie, and it was a good movie. He did a great job. And after a while. You know, obviously, a lot of it was filmed. It obviously was Gotham, but a lot of it was filmed in New York. We sort of seen in the Bronx, the infamous staircase scene where he's all dressed up and walking down the steps. And one thing I like about this movie was the cinematography was great.
Oh, it was.
Remember that scene where he just took the blood that was on his face and went like? I mean, it was just amazing the way he did it. The cinematography was great. And the acting was great too. He put a whole different portrayal on the Joker.
I dead thought that he was gonna be overblown. I thought that everyone was praising his performance as overblown. He was great.
It was great. and I think that a lot of people who went to go see it once, you know, went to see it again, and maybe brought their other family members to go see it. Obviously, it's not a family movie. It's the most grossed R-rated movie of all time. So maybe now this will set a trend for other movies to be rated R.
I think this is the type of I think this is the type of R-rated movie that my dad would have actually brought me to.
Absolutely. Just like he brought you to the other movies that he brought you to. You know, with dads were cool like that. Moms didn't want anything to do with it. But this might set a precedent for new R-rated. Do you know the studios are shying away from R-rated movies because they don't make as much money? You can't bring your kids, you can't bring your family.
Yeah, but all their other movies aren't making much money either. Well, they're hemorrhaging money with these blockbuster movies.
And that's why I'm happy that Mortal Kombat, the new one, is gonna be rated R. They should have an R-rated movie. They shouldn't be risky with it. The Joker made $1 billion on an R-rated movie. So in other words, no kid under 18 was able to go see it legally.
Unless you have parental
guidance, right? Unless you want your little kid to be a Joker. Mom, that's me. They're making fun of me in school. Because you really should be adult watching this. If you're in school and getting picked on, you're going to want to...
But if you're also a little kid and you're a fan of just the Joker character in general, of course
you're going to have... A little kid is not going to be a fan of the Joker character. Joker from decades ago.
Listen, Mike, stop. I gotta shut you down right here.
Okay.
Because the Batman characters in general, whether you read the comic books or not, these are generational characters that stay with people.
So see, the little kid at what age? 9 years old?
Wait. All you have to do is even see so much as a cartoon or an action figure, something so much. You don't even have to pick up a comic book to have these characters stay with you as a little kid. You don't.
I guess so.
You don't. You really don't. These characters will stay with you.
Okay,
these types of characters will stay with you as a little kid, and you're gonna have your interest piqued. You're gonna have your interest piqued as a little kid if something comes out with these characters.
Okay, so you're a little kid watching the Joker, and you watch this movie. I mean, what I'm saying is, most little kids, wouldn't they like Batman over the Joker?
I mean, I did as a kid.
And I
but
did
this is
also.
also a Batman-free Joker movie.
Right. And Joker was always the #1 villain in the Batman, even in DC.
This
Not
is
only
a,
Batman,
this
but
is
in
a
DC,
Joker
right? He was
movie.
the best villain.
This is a Joker movie that this much. It involves this much of Batman, and
Which is the same size as
and he's not even Batman yet.
This much he has. That's what we say.
It's not even Batman. You're an idiot.
This
You're
much.
You're an idiot.
I'm sorry.
You're an idiot if you don't know what I'm talking about, Mike.
I don't even know.
Idiot.
Well, I can't dispute that. But I'm just
If
saying.
you don't know what I'm
You're saying
talking
there's a lot of 9-year-olds running around who love the Joker. No.
So everything I just said that to you is right down the garbage chute of your.
In one ear and out the other. I'm sorry.
Because you derails.
Yes. Well, I'm the derailer. I mean, I wouldn't be doing my job, but
And the D is for disclaimer.
And just so you guys know, this is a regular conversation when he's not even recording. He's usually getting pissed at me for being wrong about a lot of things.
Not
just
wrong.
to clarify.
Not wrong.
Or just not
in
listening.
one ear out the other type shit.
Right. Like we were watching a movie and you were trying to tell me about
In
things that
one
were
ear
going
out
on.
the other is the thing. That's the issue with Mikey D. Railz. And the D is for disclaimer because disclaimer means he's not going to remember something he said 10 seconds ago.
Oh, absolutely. And 10 seconds like memento. And that's a little too much.
You are memento.
I am memento.
You really are.
My brain erases like every 30 seconds. It's like, we gotta record this thing right now before you forget.
So, alright, we're at 16 minutes and we've been ripping on each other for probably about...
You're right, we should get into the movie. I agree with you. Now, going back to the Shyamalans of the movie, they had a lot of things that we thought were going on where they did twists. And I'm assuming that everybody watched the movie by now. It'd be interesting to feel how everybody thought about those twists when they saw them. Because I liked them. I loved them. The little things that they threw in there I thought was great. At one point, we didn't even realize what was going on. Remember the scene with the woman and things like that?
What? The scene with the woman?
Well, a few scenes with the woman, right. Right, and I would think to myself, there's no way that this woman's going to get with him, but, you end up finding out that the guy's a nutcase. And, that's probably how the Joker was. And it'd be interesting to find out from fans.
Oh, the Joker was probably a nutcase?
Well, it all depends on how you portray him. If he was Jack Napier in the first Batman, that guy was a businessman who turned into the Joker because of the acid. This guy was a total maniac from the very beginning, and we find out the reason why he was a maniac.
Well, he wasn't driven into being a homicidal maniac. He was a maniac, yeah, but he wasn't a homicidal maniac until, I'd say...
Yeah, what tipped him off?
The middle of the movie?
Well, I guess when they bought him, he got the weapon. Then it was like all hands on deck.
The middle of the movie when he went on the train ride.
Well, the train ride was a great scene because you had these Wall Street type of guys who were just messing with a random woman just throwing French fries. And again, you said that takes place probably in the 70s, Gotham? Or
I think it was supposed to be I thought it was supposed to be.
Well, you saw how the
70s,
trains were with the graffiti and all that.
Yeah.
I know New York was like that. Other towns, I'm sure, were like
It
that.
could also be 80s because the 80s.
Right, it'll also be 80s. But nowadays you don't throw French fries at just a random woman in the train unless you want to really get your ass. Well, nowadays they'll record it and you'll lose everything. But those guys were just maniacs. They got joy off of just doing anything, and how the Joker was just laughing off the whole situation.
That card though. That card.
That card was great. In fact, that's a get out of jail free card.
Why didn't he give that card to everybody that was around him?
He actually should be wearing a shirt with that.
Yeah, he should have had a sign
I have
around
a
his
position
neck.
that has, I can't laugh. I have a.
He actually should have had a huge laminated sign around his neck that just said that.
I have uncontrollable laughter. Please don't take it the wrong way, and that's pretty much what he had. I wish I had in fact, I'm gonna make a card like that. Like if I say something that offends you, I'm sorry.
You actually need a card.
I need that kind of card. If I say something that offends you, or maybe I don't remember who you are, but that's just who I am.
But okay, so
maybe M. Night Shyamalan wrote that.
He's like kicked around at his clown job.
Yes.
Clown University.
First he gets the sign stolen from him, the little job he had rotating the sign. He gets beat down there. Then the Clown University thing.
Clown University. What the hell was that? Did they have clown
Well, they have clown teaching schools.
Clown agencies.
Well,
That was
they do.
like a clown agency.
Yeah, it was like an agency, right? They would send somebody out there, best guy. And let me tell you, those clowns were all weird looking. You had the one beast looking guy.
Oh,
you had
the guy who sells him the gun?
The guy who sells him the gun, and then you had the small person guy. I mean, you had a whole bunch of different weirdos. I'm not.
The guy sells him the gun in the beginning.
Yeah, he
and
looks.
then it turns into the whole rigmarole after that.
Yeah,
The
that guy could
selling
play like
gun.
the Pennywise clown. He was huge. That guy was tall. Gene Hackman looking guy. Weird looking guy.
Okay, let's not just get into Gene Hackman though. But Thomas Wayne is what? Thomas Wayne is De Niro stand-in.
Oh yes, Thomas Wayne. They have a guy that looks just like Robert De Niro.
But De Niro is in the movie. De Niro is in the movie as the Johnny Carson, David Letterman type.
Yes, yes.
But then they got this guy. You hear him and you look at him. And you're like, is this repeat De Niro?
If you're watching without your glasses on, you're gonna think it's De Niro. Exactly, because it sounds like him, and if you're watching it blurry, it looks just like him. Even watching it clear, I thought it was him at the beginning.
Because he sounded exactly like
sounded
him
just
too.
like him. But no, that was Thomas Wayne running.
I gotta look up repeat De Niro. See who that guy is.
Oh man, no, it was good though. I think they all did a good job. My cup of tea would be if they had more DC characters involved. But for a movie to make $1 billion with just Joaquin Phoenix carrying the movie, it's pretty amazing. It really is. And he was perfect for that role. Remember the times we were looking at the scenes when he wasn't even in makeup and he looked like the Joker?
You do gotta say, he carried the movie.
He looked just like the Joker. Maybe he's looking behind the grated fence or whatever it was, and he just looked like the Joker.
In fact, I'm trying to think, was there a scene in the movie without him? I don't think there was one single scene in the movie.
No, you're right.
That didn't involve him.
No, he was the whole thing. Right, like there wasn't detectives discussing with it. Every time you saw the detectives, they were coming up to him on surprise. Like, oh, we heard you did this, blah blah blah. And then he started a whole revolution of clowns, which was great too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He started a clown revolution, which was a good twist in Gotham, because that could happen in Gotham.
A clown uprising.
And I love a clown uprising. It had all those masks, which are pretty cool masks, actually. Those little, those cheap ones you buy for kids at the toy store. But those look pretty cool. I mean, they did a good job with it. They really did. I actually thought, though, there would be more killing, actually more action in general. But it was pretty much a lot of dialogue. Like, it's almost like Quentin Tarantino wrote the movie.
Seriously, I did think with all the
with all the hubbub.
All the hoopla.
Yeah, right.
All the hoopla.
All the tomfoolery
it was gonna be like murder.
I thought that's what it was gonna be, like Burn Out Gets, right? Like you said, Bernie Gets.
Yeah.
Or like who's the other one? The one with the Death Wish.
Paul Kersey.
Yeah, that guy just going around killing people because something happened.
Bernie Getz was real.
Right.
Paul Kersey was not.
Right. No, but I liked the movie, not as much as you.
I was very surprised by it. I was very, very surprised by it.
Well, I was surprised because I had no high expectations. Before the movie had $100 billion domestic and foreign, I thought it was going to be a crappy movie. That's what I went into. I was like, this is going to be a crappy movie. It had nothing to do with any of the Batman movies or anything like that. It's a pre-thing. I didn't have the big expectations for it. But when afterwards, I was like, you know what? It's pretty good. And I wonder what people think. Like, the people that are big at the fanboys of the comics that didn't like the fact that the Joker had a origin story. A lot of times people don't like the origin stories, like Pennyworth or whatever. You don't really want to see the origin stories because, like we talked about, in a lot of the comics, how did the Joker come to be in the
liberties, man. As long as you can have the intellectual property at your disposal,
you can change the story.
To make a movie or a TV show, you have the intellectual properties at your liberty.
Right, and this is something they never showed in the comic books. They never showed anything about the old Joker in the comic. He just came out and he was the Joker. That's what he was.
I could say this is the only. I think that they did this straight up because Venom was Spider-Man free, The Venom movie
Yeah.
had zero to do with Spider-Man.
Actually, it had even less to do than this Joker movie did. Right?
Pretty much.
There was nothing at all to do with Marvel in that one.
Other than the Wayne family in Gotham City.
And plus, you had Bruce Wayne in it, the little Bruce Wayne.
Spoiler: Bruce Wayne is in this movie.
Oh, okay.
Me, little Bruce Wayne. Master Bruce.
Master Bruce.
We Master Bruce.
But no, I liked it. I didn't love it though. But if I went to the movies to see it, I would like it.
I liked it, and I'd like to see it again.
I would like to see if they're gonna. We talked about what other DC movies do they make after this? Like, how do you put the Joker into a DC movie? They're probably gonna make the Joker Part 2 because we know we got Aquaman coming out, you got Wonder Woman coming out, a bunch of DC stuff. But you know, you think for 1 second that this character's going away? No way!
I hope not.
Joaquin Phoenix is gonna be the Joker.
I hope not.
That's it.
I mean, not
but
like
how
I
much?
really. I don't have a huge you know this by now. I'm not the guy who.
You're not that guy. Yes, I know.
Walk over broken glass to go see it.
You don't walk over. Nothing excites you. I know. But yes, I mean, okay. All
right. Well. Anyway. In closing, I would say it's a good movie. I would say it's worth checking out.
Oh, it's worth checking out.
I'm not going to say that if you are 100% into comic book
right.
If or in general,
if you like when they change things around, you may not like it, but the acting alone.
And I also will say this much too, Mike. I will end it me saying it with this. They could have made this entire movie without it even involving the Joker character, and it could have been a good movie. They could have made this a totally different movie, original.
You're right about
zero
that. Like just some
characters.
guy who goes off the rails or whatever.
And they could
so
have.
to speak, no pun intended, but yes, it goes off the rails.
Off derails.
But I don't know if it would have made $1 billion. But
I wouldn't have made $1 billion, but I'd say
it would have been good movie.
I'd say they could have made this movie without even using the Joker character.
As a matter of fact, they probably actually could have made this movie without even with the face paint and everything. They didn't have to really call it the Joker. He could have just been a clown that was a psycho. And his mom. Do we find out what happened? What happened with his mom? Because they showed the scene when. So he did suffocate her.
With the pillow, yeah.
With the pillow. Okay.
Right.
That was good, and it was a good soundtrack. Yeah, he had some good music in there too. While he was walking down the steps, playing whatever song that was.
I really liked it, and I was surprised how much I liked it. But.
It's a movie that there's some movies that are one and done. This is a movie that I would watch again if it's on. But there are some movies that you just watch once, like I'm not gonna watch it again.
I definitely watch this movie.
But I would watch it again, yes. And I hope that they continue the thing. Now, if they make it, so they would have to fast forward about 10 years, and then he would become Batman, and then maybe 10 years from this Joker movie, that's when the other Batman. I think they should put him in the Rob Pattinson movie. I think they should fast forward it so that he's in the movie somehow. Robert Pattinson is the young Bruce Wayne who grows up.
DC doesn't even know what they're doing with their own movies these days, so there's a lot of questions you could ask.
Well, I guess they hit a roadblock after the Justice League because they built up to the Justice League almost like with Avengers, and once that's done, where are you going to go? It's only independent movies like Aquaman, Wonder Woman. I guess you could have a Flash if you want to do a Flash movie, or a...
But at least we don't have Jared Leto's Suicide Squad Joker anymore.
Yes, I agree with you with that.
That's good.
He was good in Dallas Buyers Club, but not as the Joker.
But,
I agree.
Alright, we're going to close up now.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that was it. I mean, we could touch on a lot more stuff. I mean, we'll probably think about it later.
We actually talked about a recent movie too.
Yes, and yes. Other than Segway Camp.
So, Slasher here.
Mikey Railz. Have a good one, guys, and check out the movie if you haven't seen it already. And if you've seen it already, you understand what we're talking about.
Good movie. I'll say good. I'll give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
You give it a thumbs up.
I give it a thumbs up. Yeah.
All right. Later, folks.